Yo, what is up, guys? It's me, Eve, again here playing Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. And today, obviously, we're gonna be reviewing Tatara, who is the new Aogiri character. As always, Aogiri gets all of the best stuff, and I think Tatara is obviously one of those good things that Aogiri got. So, first of all, let's see his damage, obviously. Deal death, damage equal to 275 of attack to all enemies, then lower the target's skill level and inflict forbidden for 1 turn. Death, this damage deals 30% more damage to the enemies with HP below 25%. Forbidden skill level cannot be increased. So his total damage is not that high. Whenever you will try it, so you will not see some insane amount of numbers like you see on someone like Ayato, obviously. But the thing is, you're not looking to do the damage with Tatara. Obviously, he's good because of this thing's forbidden, as well as his passive skills that we'll get in a second there. But he's extremely good because of them. But so don't really look, if you're looking for Tatara's damage, it's not gonna be that big. It's okay. It's not like something crazy, but it's not like super bad either. It's okay. As well as he is also blue type. So for example, for RTA, that's very good because uh, who is vulnerable for the blue type? Obviously Ayato, because Ayato is red. So Tatara is kind of, I wouldn't say he's a counterplay for Ayato. He could be considered something like that, but he's in my opinion kind of like an Akira for the Aogiri team. He kind of feels like that, and you will know, you will understand it in a second why. Uh, so let's see the passives here. First passive you get when you just unlock Tatara. Start of the battle, gain 3 resilience. Start of your turn, remove 1 resilience. Gain 1 burst. All Aogiri 3 characters 5% basic stats per resilience removed. Max 15%. 3 burst gain revenge. So enemy turn, if the revenge is active, remove revenge and all burst gain 3 resilience. Resilience gives increase the defensive rate stats of all Aogiri characters by 8%. Burst increases damage dealt by allied Aogiri 3 characters 10%, and Revenge increases all stats of allied Aogiri 3 characters by 6. So again, he gives a lot of buffs here, not only to the damage, as it always is with Aogiri, but also for the defense, as well as just basic stats. That's really good. So already on 0 stars, he's already very good. This one is, in my opinion at least, it's a very good stuff that he gives. Not something like overly crazy, but I think it's still very good here. First star, at the end of the turn, deal 170% of attack damage to all enemies and heal all allies for 10% of the damage dealt. Heal an additional 8% of the damage dealt per resilience. If revenge is active, increase damage by 20% this hit. So again, this here. So basically, if you activate, you want to activate Tatara every turn. So because of this forbidden, obviously you're gonna be doing some damage. So for example, if you have at least skill 2, 185%, and as well as that, after the turn ends, you obviously gonna do another 170%. So in that sense, the damage is not that bad. It at least is more if you get him to 1 star. It's obviously gonna be much more than just doing this damage. If it was only this, then it's not that big. But with this one, it's at least gonna get much better there, and it would feel a little bit better and more worth it. So I definitely recommend going for 1 star. Other than this, obviously he can heal. This is a very good stuff, especially if you think of maybe adding someone like let's say Naki, because he can heal as well. So you can get up to 20% of heal because he can heal 10%. If I'm not wrong, Naki can heal 10% as well of the if you took damage in that turn. So as well as, for example, Ayato can heal himself as well. So it's gonna Ayato can pretty much stay full most of the time. That's really good for RTA as well, or just any other like a boss fight too. If you're fighting any bosses that give extremely big amount of damage, obviously that's gonna be very impactful as well. Apply weak reduces the target skill levels against something kind of like this for forbidden. Third star, I think this is one of his most important stars here. When an allied Aogiri character HP first drops below 60%, grant the character agitation for 1 turn. If agitation is active, affected character take fixed damage of 1, and agitation is removed after taking damage. When your turn starts, restores 20% of the affected character's matched XP and removes agitation. So again, he can heal as well as he doesn't let you die, basically, because fixed damage on 1. Whenever the enemy, especially this, you can see this in RTA. If enemy Ayato basically one-shots you with Tatara on 3-star, he can't do it because all of your characters will stay on 1 HP, and no one is gonna die. Basically, what this has meant, and I think this is one of his best things here. Just in general, I think Tatara is good just because of this, as well as the heal he can give, and just basically other stuff that he provides some buffs as well. Gaining burst causes the next skill to ignore skill level reduction effects. Again, this is not bad, but I think if you're going for Tatara, I suggest you try to get to 3 stars. Here, like 1 is definitely essential. There's like no argument. If you're going for Tatara, you shouldn't stop until you get at least 1 star. There's just no point in having him on 0 stars. If you're very unlucky, like I definitely suggest try to go for 3 stars. He's very good with the 3-star, and I definitely recommend doing it. But unfortunately, if you're very unlucky, at least get 1 star. Like, this is the least you can do for this character to at least feel somewhat decent. Because I think if you're not going for 3 stars, he can feel a little bit lackluster. But I feel like he can still do a very big impact in the game, as well as if you change your Aogiri setup. But I definitely recommend going for 3-star here, at least. This is the best you can go for. If you are lucky enough, you can go all in on him and try to get him to like 6 and maybe even finish him to get to refinements. But 3-star definitely needed on this guy. So I highly recommend going for the 3-star here again. As well as let me show you some team ups that I would recommend using. I would recommend trying. So let's see some Aogiri teams here. For example, you're gonna be using obviously Ayato, 2 Ayatos, and I think this where you change Centipede, even though Centipede is obviously extremely strong as a solo target character. But I think Tatara, for example, if you're gonna go for RTA, you want to put Tatara in just because of what he does with his 3rd star. But it's only worse if you're going for the 3rd star as well. Why would you use Uta here and not Ito? You can obviously use Ito if you want to. It works as well. But what works here best for... This is like a build for Tatara, let's say that. Because Uta can increase skill level, and unfortunately Ito can do it. The combat Kaneki can do it, but you need to kill someone before that. So what you want, or always want with Tatara, is at least get his 2nd level skill, because as you can see here, you don't have Forbidden if you don't use his 2nd skill or his 3rd one. So you always want to use this too, or on at least 2nd level, because there's just no point in using his standard one, because it's the damage is pretty low, and it doesn't do the forbidden here as well. So I definitely recommend you do the uh, using Uta here would be a little bit better because of that, just because you purely always can use Tatara on his second skill, and that's what you really want from this guy. Obviously, you can try going with Ito. It works still fine, but then you need to be a little bit careful with. Don't forget that he doesn't apply Forbidden if you just use his first skill. Like on 1-star skill, it doesn't matter. It doesn't apply his Forbidden, and then you're like kind of losing his value of applying the Forbidden, and then it's like you don't really need him if you're not using him for his abilities. You can just use the Centipede Kaneki obviously over him. As well as you can also kind of try to go for Naki here. He works good as well. If, for example, if you skipped Centipede Kaneki, or you don't have him on 3 stars or something like this, you just maybe missed on him as well. You can try and go for the Naki here as well. He works good. They can both provide some heals, as well as they're both Aogiri, so Ayato still can do his passive damage if for example Tatara or Uta dies and Naki comes up. This Ayato still obviously works with them. So I would recommend, probably the best lineup I think for Tatara would be with this Combat Kaneki and Uta. I think in that sense it's a little bit better. But in RTA it could still work with Ito because she applies alert obviously, and alert is extremely useful in the RTA. But if you want to try to use full kit of Tatara, then I would recommend using Uta here more, just because of that Tatara can always do his forbidden. That helps in RTA as well, or in other modes that you use where you need to fight versus people who are obviously gonna use like 2 or 3 skills there, level skills. So in that sense, I think this is a better team there. But other than this, I think Tatara is good character. I don't think he's like extremely broken or anything. Obviously, he's not on the level of brokenness of broken in terms of like he's not like Ayatos, both Ayatos, but he's still decent, extremely good character. I don't recommend missing on him. I think he's still good enough for you to play. He still, I think, has his values, but it definitely depends on what team you want to go for and what are you trying to accomplish in your fight. But other than this, thanks a lot for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.